Hey, what is up? New package arrived today. This is the RAWM SH01 Pro, and this is the flagship model for the RAWM series of mice. This one is actually a Razer Viper Mini clone. Now I thought I was going to get the Razer Viper V3 Pro kind of shape, but I looked it up. This is actually the smaller version, so I'm going to do a little bit of unbox for you guys and do a little bit of a first reaction while we talk about the specs and what to expect from this mouse. It is very interesting. I think this is the 8K receiver, but let's break the seal and find out and see if we can look what's inside. Pull it out. It's in plastic encased. Yes, it is just a receiver in there, nothing else. Let's put this away and go to the main story. SH01 Pro is, like I mentioned, Viper V3 kind of a clone shape. Viper V3 Mini actually, not Viper V3 Pro, but yeah, there we go. We already have a Viper V3, which is the ATK F1. So we're gonna see what exactly this thing is. Is it exactly like an ATK? We're about to find out. Ooh, in the hand, it does not feel like an ATK. I thought it was going to be feeling like an ATK. It is a slimmer, it is slightly narrower on the waist. Let me just figure out exactly what kind of grip size we're getting. 53. This is really tiny. This is an OP1 WE waist, so you're getting that kind of narrow shape. As you can see on the F1 Pro, it is much wider. On the F1 Pro, you are getting 56, which is the natural medium-sized mouse kind of waist. On the RAWM SH01 Pro, you're getting 53, so you're definitely getting a smaller mouse. It is not a Viper Mini. This is a slimmer Viper Mini. But saying that, I don't have a Viper Mini, so I've never experienced it. I do not know what a Viper Mini size actually is. Those are the grips. What else is in there? Let's check it out. We've got the braided cable. We don't have extra switches. Now, why am I upset about that? Is because this is a hot swappable mouse. This is a mouse with hot swapping capabilities. Of course, you're gonna have to, let me put all this away. Apparently this is hot swappable, but you have to remove these skates and access the screws somewhere. I think the screws are up in the front, and then you pull it out that way. And then what happens is, let me just pull out some switches for you guys. What happens is these switches, you pull them out, it is seated in like a little pocket that you can just pull out and remove. You don't need any kind of tool. You can just use your fingers, rip them out and change the switches, which is exactly what I am going to do in the next video. But right now, just wanted to give you guys a little bit of a show and comparison with the ATK. I thought this was going to be similar to the ATK. In a way it is, because you do have those low front switches. On the ATK F1 Pro Max, I am getting about 19.23. On the SH1 Pro, I am also getting about, I'm not getting 19, I'm getting 21. So you've got higher button height compared to an OP1WE, which is about 18. So OP1WE has the same waist, but it has a lower finger triggers. This has a little bit higher finger triggers. The ATK has lower finger triggers at 19. So very interesting shape, if I'm being honest with you. I really like it. My first impression is pretty good because it is not, I thought it was going to be 100% clone of the Viper V3. Yes, you might say it has the same silhouette, it might have the same shape, but the waist is clearly smaller and the weight is about 55 grams if I'm not mistaken. Okay, 58.4. Do I have a dongle in here? These dongles are getting pretty tight in the mice nowadays. Yes, there is a dongle in here, so let's get rid of that and weigh it again. So we're getting a 56.8. Let's say give it a round figure, 57. The ATK Pro Max is a little bit lighter at 52, 53. So yep, that is the weight comparison. Now in terms of build quality, it is rock solid. There is not even a hint of a squeak or any kind of sound. ATK, if I move it in the right places, I can get a little tiny creak, but it is also very solid in my opinion. I'm like twisting it and forcing it to make a sound. I could if I wanted to, but ATK is pretty solid all around. This one feels even more solid actually, to be honest with you. I'm twisting it and there's no creak at all. In terms of the button, very nice button feel on the side buttons, forward and reverse. M1 and M2, if I'm not mistaken, the M1s and M2s stock is green Huano blue shell, green shell white dots is what it is. It is a 3950 sensor, so you are getting the highest spec available, and it looks like the scroll wheel is an F switch as well, because I noticed that feeling. It's that same feeling like the ATK, same scroll feeling. It has a DPI switch, which is very useful if you want to remap that to an ability or some other function. Scroll wheel feels good. M1, M2 feels good. There is a bit of pre-travel. Very little post-travel. A little bit of pre-travel, also a little bit of pre-travel there, click, and then some post-travel there. But very standard feeling. It feels like the ATK when I got it new a little bit. ATK is a little bit slightly stiffer because of that Omron opticals. These are more of that mechanical feel. These Huanos, man, they know what they're doing. Even the green color, yellow color, purple color, blue color, pink dots, any dot you want, man, Huanos just know what's up and they do really good switches. The SH01 Pro from RAWM is going to be a direct competitor to the F1 Pro Max because of that weight. I'm not going to say it's a competitor to the Ultimate, which I also do have. The Ultimate is 38 grams. This is 58 grams, so it's more on the heavier side. If you like heavier mouse, it does feel a bit like a brick. If you are looking for an OP1WE or an updated OP1WE with 3950 8K polling, 300 milliamp battery, this is very nice feeling in the hand. So it's like an ATK but slimmer here and higher triggers. If I'm being honest, I prefer the Omron opticals. It's just so nice on the ATK, but I'm not saying the green shell white dots on the Huanos are bad. They are really good, but you know, the Omron opticals are seriously just the best. Although these Huano green shell white dots are pretty good, but really nice. It's unfortunate that they come with these kind of skates, so I have to dig them out and use aftermarket skates in order for me to access those screws and make those changes to the switches, which I will do, and then give you a sound test on what kind of switches are compatible or nicer than these green shell white dots. Maybe, I don't know. I can tell you that the recent mouse that I tested, the G23 InCot, this one, my favorite switch on this mouse is actually the silent switch. And I'm going to explain this to you very easily. If you look at the mechanical switches on the Huanos, you can see a little bit of pre-travel before you get a click, and then some post-travel. So some pre-travel and then a click. On the Huano brown switches, or whatever silent switches these are, there is absolutely no pre-travel. It's just immediate click. And this is why I like the silent switches. You can still feel the click, but there is no pre-travel, and that no pre-travel on the Incot G23 makes it feel like the clicks are instant. It feels like I gained something about latency from the brown switches. So I'm very interested in testing these brown switches on the RAWM SH01 Pro, and we'll see if that bouncy feeling completely disappears and we get the same kind of effect like the Incot G23, which is like instant click with those brown switches. So very interesting. We will investigate further for a follow-up video when I test out this mouse. My initial impression is it is really nice. There is a very grippy coating as well. The coating is exactly the same as an ATK coating. You know what? I think they're from the same factory. Come to think of it, look at the way they cut the borders of the the branding and all that. The way they cut it, it looks like the same tooling. The same machines cut those. The same machines cut these. The switches look different, but still kind of just a variation. And yeah, they actually look like they come from the same factory. I'm not too sure, but if you said they came from the same factory, I would be inclined to believe you. But my initial impression, very nice shape. It is the waist is 100% OP1WE. OP1WE, of course, also has this hump at the back, the butt. Basically, the back part of the mouse is an OP1WE. The hump and how the grip width is 53 millimeters. Exactly OP1WE, but with higher triggers. That is a very interesting shape. And yeah, that's the RAWM SH01 Pro. Hope you found this video useful and found some useful information, and I will follow up later, maybe in about 10 days, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and I will give you a video with all the switches tested on this mouse, and we will find the best combination. My initial impression is very, very impressed with this feeling, with this size, with this shape, with this coating. It feels really nice. Unfortunately, I know that these PTFE feet are going to be ass anyway, just because they are the black ones. I know they're going to deteriorate very quickly. In fact, I'm going to rip them out. Oops. Let's see what kind. Okay, they are the soft kind. They aren't. I thought they were going to be a harder kind of PTFE feet, but they look like they're the soft kind, very pliable. But yeah, looks like the screws are not there. Are those screws? I'm not too sure, but oh, so the screws are there. So we'll remove the screws and then take out the switches a bit later. But anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you found some useful information. So those are the screws are at the bottom, not at the top. I might as well. I was going to rip them out anyway, but there you go. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.